Hey guys, my name is Richard Prynne. Today I wanted to talk about, actually ask a question really, which was, how are you supposed to know what platform is best for you and like where you should be putting your energy and your art and your creations? Because it just seems like there's so much choice, too much choice. And my issue is getting huge FOMO, huge fear that I've made the wrong choice or that the decision I've made is going to yield nothing. I listened to another podcast called the Smart Passive Income Podcast, and hosted by Pat Flynn. He always talks about the way to get around that is to have short periods of focus. So, you'd say, okay, I'm going to focus just on Instagram. I'm going to produce my content just on Instagram and give it a set period of time, 60 to 120 days, whatever it is. Just focus on that, which I actually think is a really good tactic, or at least a good experiment, because you're kind of doing two birds with one stone there. You're testing to see if, actually three birds with one stone, you're testing to see if your work actually connects on the platform. You're testing to see if you enjoy producing content on the platform, and you're testing to see, maybe it's just two birds. If you enjoy it and if it sticks, yeah, I think that's basically it. The issue I have there, though, is I've done that on a couple of platforms. Specifically, I've done it on Instagram, and I did it for 110 straight days. 110 straight days of producing content, daily content, and it kind of went nowhere. Like, the people who are already following me, yeah, they watched it, but it didn't go anywhere. The thing was, it was all short form videos. I was putting all of those videos into YouTube Shorts and also TikTok. Actually, I was putting on LinkedIn as well, but I wasn't really doing anything. So it's quite interesting to see them all reacting differently. Like, really, really short videos of 3 to 7 seconds actually did quite well on Instagram, but I mean, it was like, okay, yeah, I could produce tiny little short form videos. All those kind of classic Instagram videos, which I don't actually like, where it's like, I did quite a lot of these, but I felt weird doing them, where it's like, hey, do you want to know how to do this? Read the captions. And in the captions, it's like, if you want to know how to do this, DM me. And then you DM them, which is fine, but then it's like, okay, you have to sign up to their email, and then you just put it into their funnel. It's a great marketing tactic or technique, approach. They didn't stick with me, so I was like, okay, the short videos do well on Instagram, but I don't want to do those. So I had a couple of other small outliers, but nothing major. In fact, I think after 110 days of posting, I think I gained like 50 followers. So not even a follower a day. So it was like, yeah, well, this sucks. I tried a couple of experiments, but on other things, like I reposted the same videos, and on TikTok that worked, but on Instagram tanked, YouTube tanked. So it's like, okay, so the technique or the approach is you choose a platform and then you decide that you're going to focus on that. So after I did that experiment with Instagram, I kind of came away and I was like, do I want to do this? I don't know. because the problem is, it's very hard to detach from that emotion of like all of that hard work having yielded nowhere near the results you would have expected or hoped. I there was no spike in my email subscribers. There was no spike in course sales. You know, it was just like months of flatlining. So I just took a break from that, and I was like, okay, well, I've got to regroup. What is it that I didn't? What is it that worked? What is it that didn't work? I actually enjoyed doing the video making. Making the videos was fun, but I didn't enjoy chasing trends. I didn't enjoy creating content just for the focus of this is going to get more content or get more eyeballs. Because it's like, well, what's the point of the eyeballs if they're the wrong eyeballs or wrong ears? So you go, okay, let's step back. Back to the original question. How do you know what platform to choose? And again, it falls back on that fear of, what if it's the wrong one? I've been producing YouTube videos since 2018, and I'm only just 5,000 subscribers. Still sort of weekly videos. I'd have sort of a couple of months off here and there, but I've been pretty consistent. Still getting only a few hundred views per video, which is disheartening, to say the least. But it comes back to that thing of, but do you enjoy it? And I think, yeah. Like doing these, this is really nice because I get to get out of the house. As a composer, you know, we're kind of stuck, music producer, we're kind of stuck at home in our studios, which some people are very happy with. After a few hours, I get a bit like, need to move, need to go, need to do something. And also, one of the things I've noticed is the content that has done well on my podcasts, on my YouTube stuff, is generally the stuff that talks about this, where it's not the pitfalls of being a composer or a music producer, but, and I don't want to use the word struggle, but the problems that might arise in your endeavours to pursue your music career. So you go, okay, up until this point, I've had sort of no success, air quotes, success on YouTube. I have garnered some, I would say, super fans. They've bought my courses and have mentoring with me. So in that regards, it is a huge win. But actually, a lot of those people came from when I released my course on Udemy. And then there's a whole other kettle of fish. It's like, this isn't a social platform. This is a course platform. Damn it. There's another thing, you know. You go, okay, well, if you're producing educational content, that opens you up not just to socials, but also these other course platforms. Do you do it for free? Do you do it yourself? Anyway, that's a whole nother video. Going back to the how do you know what platform to choose? And you don't really know. You can go with your gut. Like, if you like writing, then probably Twitter or LinkedIn or both, or X and LinkedIn. If you like photography, Instagram. If you like video, what type of video? Then YouTube. I've decided myself to focus largely on YouTube. Because up until this point I've done a few different things, namely blog, podcast, YouTube, and short form video. The blog did well, but I got absolutely hammered by the Google updates relating to all the AI stuff coming on. So a lot of small publishers got really hammered and pushed down the search engine results page, the SERPs page. So I lost 80% of my traffic, and with that, actually it was 90% of my traffic, with that 90% of my course sales. Boo. Hence me trying Instagram. Maybe I'm like, oh, I wonder if I can get some course sales from that, build up my thing from there. But all the while, what is it that I have consistently done? through all of this, all the podcasts, all the social media attempts, all the blogs, it's video, it's YouTube. What is it that keeps coming back? Video, YouTube. There's not immediate, you have to get 1,000 followers and 4,000 hours of watch time. There's but there is an immediate possibility of monetization. Yeah, the monetization is, you have to get a lot of views for that. And I haven't really had any videos that have made me much. I have had a couple, but I've made them for search results. So like, the best free piano VSTs. And I don't want to make videos like that. I understand why people want that. But I find that content kind of boring. Whereas this stuff, this kind of talking as if I've got a buddy here, this is nice. And I've always done stuff like this. I did this on my podcast. I'd walk with my phone and talk about just whatever subject, and I found that really enjoyable. It would be nice if I could have this camera walking alongside me so I could walk and talk, kind of like in a documentary. That'd be awesome. But at this point, this is the best I can do, because also I want to kind of step out of my office a little bit more. It's fine to be in there, but when you're sort of working in there all day, every day, it gets a bit like, I don't want to do this. And then what ends up happening is I end up checking the numbers. Checking. I hate that. I hate when I get into that trap. But the thing is, I've just been kind of looking back and thinking, what keeps coming up? What little fire is in there that keeps wanting to be aired? Shared? I mean, sharing a fire. Unless you see it like a nice friendly campfire, yeah. Sharing my fire. Sharing my light, maybe, is a nicer way to put it. And it's this stuff, it keeps coming back. I push on written content, as in, what I mean by that is, I like to try it, but it just doesn't feel like me, sitting down and writing. This feels more like me. Bit chit-chat. And I'm really enjoying my Diary of a Music Maker series as well, which is basically where I'm like, alright, I'm going to make this type of music. Join me. That's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, and I think that's what it comes down to. When it comes to choosing the platform for you, it's about choosing what's fun. And I think this is the mistake I have made that I want to share with you. Basically, I have chased things other than fun. I have had fun along the way, but the mistake I've been making is not chasing the fun. Because when I'm having fun, everyone's having fun. Well, that's not at all true. But when I'm having fun, that's all that matters when it comes to this stuff. It's the same with you. With your content that you want to make, whether it's music videos, whether it's like entertainment related music videos, whether it's music education, whether it's, I don't know, whatever it is you're doing, colouring pages. Is it fun when you're doing it? Do you have fun? Because the reason I'm still here doing my YouTube videos is because I enjoy it. If I kind of stopped doing them and looked at the numbers, I'd be like, well, this is a no-win situation for me. Look at all that time and energy. And look at how few subscribers I've got. Look how few this, that, the other I've got. It doesn't matter. Because I enjoy this. It's kind of like my video playground. And I kind of remind myself of that when I was a teenager studying art, I always had video. Video was always in my pieces, always in my artwork. When I went to study at university, which was art and music, my final performance was video scores for the musicians to play. Why wouldn't I be doing video all the time? My favourite way to capture memories with me and my wife and my kids is video. I'm not a great storyteller. I wouldn't even say I'm a great musician. I'm not. I'm an average musician. I'm a pretty good composer, but not that good. But the thing I've learned in becoming a full-time composer and staying a full-time composer is you've got to follow the fun, you've got to follow what interests and excites you. And if Twitter or X or LinkedIn don't excite you, don't do them. I know people say go to where your people are, but I mean, your people will be where the fun is for you because they're your people. This is why I'm doing this type of content, because my people like watching videos, but they also like listening to chats and conversations. I say, okay, conversation, monologue. So they'll do what I do, which is listen to this whilst they're doing other stuff. And if they want to watch, they can watch. And for me, the fun is making these videos. And I've started to really embrace YouTube for my own record label, which is Print Music, by the way. Those of you who know me, you know that I'm quite prolific in that I produce a huge amount of music very quickly, and I love it, and it's a lot of fun, and there's my fun, big fun. And I've started to just embrace YouTube with regard to my music, just shoving videos here, there, left, right and centre. I created a channel for every one of my artists. So I've got like 30 channels now. I'm not going to be doing content for all 30 channels, don't worry. It's just a case of, for me, having like a clear formation of this little company in my mind. But for me, the fun is making the music, making the videos and sharing, and YouTube is a brilliant platform for those. Yes, TikTok's a good platform for that too. Instagram's pretty good. But as you can tell by the filter I've put on this and the no editing, I'm not that fussed about it looking visually sexy or visually like awesome. I don't mean sexy like actual sexual content, I mean like snazzy and slick. I'm not interested in that. So that's why Instagram I don't think was a good connection for me. TikTok, funnily enough, I went from 0 to 250 subs in that time. So I should have looked at that and gone, well, TikTok's working. And YouTube, again, a few of my things got tens of thousands of views. So tick, YouTube. So how do you know what platform is right for you? You do what you enjoy, and you look at the platforms and you think which platform correlates most closely to that. And that is where you will find the magic. I'm very grateful to you for listening and watching. Let me know what your experiences are of these different platforms and how they've worked or not worked for you. I'll be totally honest with you, it's been a bit of a struggle for me. A struggle in that battling the kind of external goals with internal goals. Well, that's why I'm still here, still producing content on YouTube, because the internal goal overpowers that, and that is to have fun and make music and make videos. You're a legend, and I'll see you in the next one.